You already know what it is, baby. Ray with Big Dog Stocks, back with another video. Got something special to cover today for you guys. Before I get into it, I want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. Please make your own financial decisions. Credit goes to my man right here, Few Campaign 8623. I guess he cross-posted this. Great job. Great DD. This is basically a timeline, okay, of AMC and everything we've been through. This is a fantastic timeline, and I'm going to be going over it with you guys and giving my opinion. And also, we're going to be going over why it's so important. Tomorrow is going to be very important for AMC stock. So I wanted to make sure that I put this out there for you guys because this is super important that everybody sees it. So let's just jump right into it, man. I'm not going to read everything, guys, but I will be kind of highlighting key points if you want it. I'm going to leave the link in the description below. But if you guys want to look through it yourselves, feel free. So, back in 2016, let's read it. In a strategic move to simultaneously reduce competition and increase market share, AMC became the largest theater cinema chain in the world by acquiring Odeon Cinemas, UCI Cinemas, and Carmike Cinemas. AMC most recently reported roughly 953 theaters and 10,700 screens worldwide. What happened back on November 7th, 2019? AMC CEO Adam Aron addresses short selling attacks on AMC, which I've also mentioned in my previous videos, and the link is in the DD, so if you guys want to see exactly when he says that, you guys feel free, take a look. So what happened on March 18th, 2020? Due to COVID-19, Adam Aron officially announces the temporary closure of all AMC theaters nationwide. December 17th, 2020, SEC states that Robinhood misled its customers about how it was paid by Wall Street firms to pass along customers' trading data, and the startup had made money at the expense of its customers. Robinhood agrees to pay $65 million in fines to settle the charges without admitting or denying guilt. On January 26th of the next year, AMC secures $917 million in new capital to avoid bankruptcy, the breaking news of which was the catalyst for the squeeze the following day. January 27th, which was the first AMC mini squeeze, I call it, where it jumped 310% overnight. It peaked at $25 in the pre-market, right? January 28th, Robinhood blocks apes from buying, right? The next day, we weren't allowed to buy. February 1st, Wanda took advantage of the mini squeeze and converted their shares basically to Class A so that it could cash out. February 18th, Vlad testifies, right? February 26th, in a ridiculously intense back and forth battle. Now, those of you who were holding during this time know it was ridiculous. It was like a movie. Great victory. On March 3rd, we had a proxy statement, right? On March 7th, SEC requests public comments on proposed rule. 26th, Credit Suisse, Nomura, Dutch Bank, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, forced hedge fund Archegos to liquidate $20 billion in assets. April 1st, we got Ken Griffin hiring a new chief legal officer, right? April 4th, what happens? Godzilla vs. Kong. Yes, setting pre-pandemic and pandemic records. April 8th, new SEC filing, okay? New SEC filing confirms the nonsense, right? Robinhood, along with 30 other brokerages, engaged in a coordinated conspiracy in violation of antitrust laws to prevent retail customers from operating and trading freely, in a conspiracy to allow a certain of the other defendants, primarily hedge funds, to stop losing money on short sale positions in GameStop and AMC. April 9th, Melvin Capital hedge fund announces amusingly catastrophic losses of 49% and billions of dollars in the first quarter of 2021. Check this out. April 14th, Gary Gensler, notorious supporter of the little guy, confirmed 53 to 45 by Senate to lead the SEC as Wall Street's top regulator, plans to investigate SPACs and market manipulation by hedge funds. 97% buyers and only 3% sellers for the day. Adam's interview. I'm sure you guys saw it. If you haven't, go check it out. We don't need to read this part. It was a fantastic interview. 2.7 million failure to deliver shares. April 15th, JP Morgan sells a record $13 billion in bonds to raise cash. Why? April 16th, SEC approves all three rulings, Goldman Sachs sells $6 billion in bonds to raise cash. Bank of America breaks the record, borrowing $15 billion through the sale of its own bonds. April 17th, Gary Gensler sworn in as SEC chairman. April 20th, date by which the share count must be completed. April 21st, AMC reaches all-time high in short interest, which I've been covering. Only was 11% before its first squeeze. Borrow fee was 26.7 at one point. I watched it myself. April 22nd, rule goes into effect. Requires broker-dealers entering into agreements with their customers who lend the broker-dealers fully paid or excess margin securities to provide the securities lenders with collateral to fully secure their loans. April 23rd, following the share count, hedge funds have 3 business days to eliminate all newly identified synthetic shares that they created, shorted, or those synthetic shares become FTD, fail to deliver. We don't know if the hedge funds will immediately cover or if they will decide to eat daily fines, which we know they're okay with. Increasingly higher interest rates, which we've seen, they can't eat it forever. Number 2, notable movies, which we've gone over in a few of my videos. A lot of movies coming out. Over 30 movies coming out. Matthew McConaughey at the Oscars on April 24th. Welcome people back to AMC theaters. April 25th, Vin Diesel voices support for theaters in general as well. April 26th, we own approximately 87.3% of the float, which means 87.3% of the shares that can be bought by us retail investors. All-time records keep piling up. Very true. Short interest, shares on loan, true. Utilization, 100% for 8 days straight, over 9 days straight. Short borrow fee, which we haven't seen. 9 billion shares traded since late January. The most popular stock. We own most of the company. April 27th, AMC rose to 92 on the short squeeze score, which basically is Fintel's way of saying how likely a stock is to squeeze. April 28th, as established earlier, as any still unpurchased synthetic shares that were identified during April 20th share recount go into default per SEC rules, hedge funds now have 21 days, which equates to approximately May 19th, to purchase those failure to deliver shares. April 30th, conservatively, there are now roughly 90 million shares that must be covered. May 2nd, the bad guys unleashed thousands of bots and post millions of lies and FUD comments in Reddit. We know that. I covered that yesterday. May 4th, shareholder meeting, right? Canceled the vote for the 500 million shares. Then we got a closed-door meeting with the SEC before the AMC earnings report at 4 p.m. AMC report earnings early. Why? It's obvious, because there's good news. May 19th, as established earlier, May 19th is the deadline for hedge funds to purchase all failure to deliver synthetic shares that were identified during the share recount. If not, all of their assets can go into forced liquidation at big banks' discretion. May 26th, May 27th, big bank CEOs to testify before Senate Banking Committee. That is the end, guys. That is the full timeline of what we have gone through with AMC. We need a refresher of everything we've gone through, us veterans that have been holding the stock since day one. But also, I wanted everybody to know that's new, that just jumped into AMC or is thinking about jumping into AMC, what we've gone through and what we've seen. At the end of the day, I can sum it up with a few statements. We've gone through what's called an anomaly in the stock market. It's unprecedented. Now, I'm not saying squeezes haven't happened before. Of course they have. But I'm saying in the manner we've seen AMC go through what it's gone through, no other stock has seen the manipulation, aside from, of course, GameStop, its brother. But no stock other than those two have gone through what these two stocks have gone through. This is finally a turning point for the retail investor. I want you guys to know everything is going 100% in the right direction for the squeeze. And I want everybody to know how serious this date is. Tomorrow is a very serious day. but also so is the 6th. These 2 dates could be catalysts. But again, May 19th is the real date we got to be looking at. This date is very, very, very interesting to me. And this is going to mean something big. The squeeze is 100% on. With the numbers that we have backing us up, I don't want anybody to say this is not a squeezable stock, because it 100% is. At the end of the day, the stars have to align for this thing to actually take off. The only way this thing is going to happen is if we hold this stock. There's no other way to make this thing happen. So that being said, yes, it's 100%. There is no floor. We control the price of this stock when it's time. But the only way we do that is if we hold in unison. That being said, guys, that's it for me. I want you guys to know I'm with y'all tomorrow. Get ready, because the roller coaster's just getting started. So don't give up early. That's all I can say. But that being said, guys, like, subscribe, hit the bell for the notifications. Stay tuned. Me and Clay Bro working something out. He's got my email. He's got my number. We've already been talking. We're going to set a live stream up where we're going to do a Q&A together. We got to be down for each other. But that's it, baby. Like, subscribe, stay tuned. You already know what it is. The squeeze is going to happen. It is just about time. Write this date on your calendar, my friend. We went through the whole timeline of what we've gone through with AMC. Keep these 2 dates in mind. Keep these 2 dates in mind. Write this date on your calendar. That's all, folks. Y'all have a good night. Y'all already know what it is. I'm going to go play some PS5. Peace.